This is one of the best episodes of SpongeBob ever to be aired on Nickelodeon. It made it on my top 5 favorite episodes list after sitting on my top 10s list for years. As a kid, I enjoyed the episode, but I didn't really appreciate the comedic genius and the important life lessons of this historic episode, Can You Spare a Dime?, until I aged into the workforce. Rewatching this episode as an adult becomes an entirely different viewing experience. I hope you love this episode as much as I do. Now, let's get to the show.
Closing time at the Krusty Krab.
53!
30. Mr. Krabs, can we please go now?
Perhaps one of our more loyal workers can enlighten you on policy.
The Krusty Krab Employee Manual, second revised edition states, all staff must remain on the premises until the day's receipts are fully accounted for.
That's not fair.
Clause 3B, the proprietor reserves the right to be unfair.
Teacher's pet.
It's unfortunate that life in general is often unfair. I think watching someone who willingly points out the absurdity of pointless rules is great. It's especially funny to imagine actually trying something like that at work, to genuinely look at your employer and cry, "That's not fair." In reality, many wish to pout and moan at work. Few find the tedious redundancy of work to be fulfilling, but we continue to show up for the money.
Let's see. 5, 10, 25. Everything looks to be in order, except... Where is it?
What?
My dime! The first dime I ever made!
I've never seen it.
Are you prepared to say that with your hand on a stack of interpretive dance quarterlies?
What are you saying?
I ain't saying nothing that would matter to anyone who'd be willing to take a lie detector test!
Are you accusing me of something?
You stole it! Show me your tentacles!
Here, see 'em.
You can't do that to me! I'm your boss!
Not anymore, Mr. Krabs. I quit!
Squidward obviously felt really offended here and lashed out in an obviously inappropriate manner. It's a funny cartoon scene, but it's clear that Squidward is in the wrong here. It's ridiculous that Mr. Krabs is freaking out over a dime, but Squidward really took it too far when he chose to physically assault him. I really hope we can all agree that Squidward overreacted here.
Squidward, you're making a big mistake!
Mistake? The only mistake I ever made was wasting my life at the Krusty Krab.
But a visit to the Krusty Krab makes everyone happy. And what could be better than serving up smiles?
Being dead, or anything else.
I never knew you felt so strongly about this.
Where have you been?
It really shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that Squidward hates his job. Many viewers are honestly confused why Squidward continues to work there despite his obvious disdain for the customers, his coworkers, employer, and, well, attitude towards work in general. I'm sure many adults probably understand Squidward's struggle and likely sympathize with his frustration. Sometimes finding a new job is easier said than done.
Well, I guess I can't stop you. But Squidward, it's a cold, cold world out there. No one's gonna serve you happiness on a silver platter. Free sample? Cookies!
Can I have one?
Have you ever felt that sometimes life favors some individuals over others? That's what this little scene highlights for me. SpongeBob makes a valid point that life is uncertain in nature. You can't expect for everything to be handed to you. The irony of someone walking up to SpongeBob seconds after he shared some useful advice to offer him a free treat after lecturing Squidward about how he shouldn't expect for things to be easy is honestly priceless. To add insult to injury, Squidward was denied a cookie.
I can become anything I set my mind to. I could be a football player, or a king, or a spaceman. I am ready to unlock my potential.
With a mustache!
Yeah, Next time you see me, this town will be eating out of the palm of my hand. Spare change, ma'am?
Squidward? Squidward, is that you?
This moment has to be a memorable scene for fans of the show. As a kid, I laughed at the irony of Squidward boldly proclaiming how the residents of Bikini Bottom would soon be eating out of his hands, only to abruptly see him begging for spare change. As an adult, rewatching this scene sent me into a fit of laughter. Honestly, how many individuals had high hopes in youth? I think it's common to have big dreams about how one may conquer life with age. How many actually manage to achieve the goals they set out for themselves in youth? How many continue to work towards achieving their goals once faced with the harsh reality of life? I'm genuinely curious how many people would be willing to quit their soul-draining job in the hopes of finally reaching their dream in life. I'm sure at some point everyone had a vision in mind when thinking about their future selves, but as time goes on, people seem to fall off the path of their vision of success. It's terrifying to leave stability for uncertainty. Squidward chose the road less traveled, though unfortunately not everyone succeeds in life. It's a painfully funny, realistic portrayal of the risks that come with blindly chasing your dreams with no plan or financial support.
We used to work together.
SpongeBob?
There you go. So where you living these days?
Squidward tentacles?
Nowhere.
Great, and what have you been doing with yourself? No, wait, let me guess. The tattered clothes, the awful smell. You're a football player.
No.
A football playing king in space.
Don't you get it? I'm a loser! I've lost everything!
You can come live with me. Here you go, Squidward. You sleep in my bed.
Okay, but just till I get a job. 1 day, 2 days tops.
Would you ever be willing to house a friend in need? SpongeBob is an authentically kind sea critter. I'm not sure I would welcome just anyone into my home. If it was a trusted friend or a family member, then I believe it would be my obligation to help however I could. But I'm curious what you would do in this situation.
Nonsense. You stay as long as you need to. Breakfast is ready! You're gonna need to build up your strength again, so I laid out a big buffet for you.
Oh, thanks, SpongeBob. Oh, it's really nice of you to help me in my time of need. I'll try not to be a burden.
How would you react if someone took advantage of your kindness or generosity? I personally refuse to maintain contact with individuals that leech off me, offering nothing in return. It's understandable that one may fall on hard times and need help to get back on their feet. I was raised to believe if you stay rent-free, offer to help around the house in other ways, volunteer to do dishes, or maybe cook a meal for everyone. If you refuse to help, then I would imagine you would be really focused on finding a job. Squidward doesn't seem to like the concept of work, though, so let's see how this unfolds.
Is there anything else I can do for you, winner?
Well...
Oh, wow. Nourishing a broken spirit is a lot of work. I'm pushed. Still, it feels nice to do good.
SpongeBob is better than I because I would never put myself through this to boost a friend's confidence. Squidward is not incapable of feeding himself, yet SpongeBob is bottle feeding him. It's funny yet somewhat disturbing how Squidward is allowing SpongeBob to baby him.
SpongeBob, can I get a glass of water? Thank you.
Good night.
SpongeBob, can I get some more blankets?
Here you go.
Thank you. SpongeBob, you forgot to turn out the light.
Good night. Squidward is not a freeloader, and he would never take advantage of me.
Sadly, I think sometimes it's hard to tell who will take advantage of you in your life. Here, though, I think there were some signs that we could point to, like how he suddenly seemed to have forgotten how to walk. Still, maybe it's too soon to draw conclusions. Let's continue to watch and wait to see if we think that Squidward is taking advantage of SpongeBob's hospitality.
Later.
He's just having a hard time getting his confidence back.
Later.
I'm sure he's close to a breakthrough.
Old narrator got tired of waiting.
I know he still isn't looking for work. Don't rub it in!
Well, SpongeBob appears to be losing his patience. I imagine he was under the impression that eventually Squidward would take it upon himself to find a job. With all fairness, though, we haven't seen Squidward lately. Maybe he's looking, but the job market just happens to be bad.
Where's my lemonade? SpongeBob! And why aren't you in uniform? It's about time you got here!
Here you go, Your Majesty.
I can't drink that.
What about it?
That lemon has 3 seeds in it. That's an odd number!
Fine, I'll just take it out.
It's already contaminated by the bad lemon. It won't work.
That's 2 things in this house that won't work.
Then go fix them.
2 things that won't work.
I've changed my mind. I want soup instead.
Okay. It's alphabet soup. I made it special.
SpongeBob's passive aggressiveness is so relatable. You can tell he doesn't want to say something that might offend his friend, but he's obviously starting to get angry. Squidward has transformed into a lazy, entitled brat, enjoying every second that he's pampered like royalty. So honestly, why would he want to go out and get a job when SpongeBob is coddling him? It's disappointing that Squidward seems to have no shame or remorse for his actions. But someone can only take advantage of you as much as you allow them to. SpongeBob is basically allowing himself to be treated like a doormat in his own home. Some of the blame here is on him for not setting clear standards, boundaries, or rules for living under his roof.
Disgusting! Now you've ruined my appetite. Go fetch me something to read.
How about this?
Get that away from me! 4 o'clock, time for my stories. Hurry up, they won't hold the show while you laze around.
Hey, where you going?
To my job!
You have a job?
Why wouldn't I?
Say, where can I get one of these jobs?
Oh, they're everywhere, especially if you're green and have 6 tentacles.
I'm gonna go look for one so I can stop mooching off my friends and they can get back to their lives.
SpongeBob, the remote control's broken. Get over here and fix it.
Why don't I call someone whose job it is to fix it? Because when I need a job done, I get someone with a job to do that job.
What are you saying?
This is one of the rare moments when you really see SpongeBob lose his mind. His anger has consumed him, and I really can't blame him. Yeah, SpongeBob was passive-aggressive and didn't clearly state what he wanted, but I think Squidward was intentionally missing the point.
Donate to the children's fund? Why? What have children ever done for me?
You want your dime back? Take it!
That ain't my first dime.
Then have some more dimes. I've got plenty of
I can't forgive that thieving bilge rat Squidward for stealing it.
Listen, you cross-ages cheapskate! Squidward's been living at my house driving me crazy, and you're not gonna hire him back all because of a stupid dime!
Oh, Tiny, I'll never lose you again.
This is a dime?
I've been in business a long time, boy.
If Squidward never stole the dime, he can come back to work, right?
Aye, lad.
I can't stress enough how insane this moment is. SpongeBob has put up with a lot, especially at work. This is one of the only times I've ever seen SpongeBob physically assault Mr. Krabs. Squidward was bouncing on SpongeBob's last nerve and eventually it just snapped.
Well, Mr. Squidward, it's good to have you back.
Well, it's kind of good to be back, sir.
It's all water under the bridge now.
I agree, sir.
After all, I'm sure you didn't mean to misplace me dime.
What are you saying?
Dimes just don't fly into people's pants.
Are you accusing me of something?
Why, I see it, there are three possibilities. One, you put the dime in me pants. Two, you put the dime in me pants. Or three, you put the dime in me pants.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of SpongeBob with me. This is the first video with improved video quality and I hope to continue this level of quality for future videos. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. I'm still new to YouTube, but my goal lately has been a couple videos a week, so subscribe and stay entertained.
You're a goofy goober!